Hey, it's Andy Mattis here. And if you want to learn how to grow a coaching business, then you're definitely in the right place, because in this video, I'm going to reveal exactly how I grew a coaching business to over 6 figures so that you can duplicate my results. And this is all done without having to spend money on expensive advertising. Now, if you're watching this, then I understand you've probably got a coaching business, but it can be inconsistent. You may be making a lot of money 1 minute, the next minute you may have no sales for a few weeks. But don't worry, I've got you covered, because in this video I'm going to break down exactly how you can start having consistent income in your coaching business and grow it to over 6 figures. So stay tuned. Okay guys, so in this video I'm going to reveal a 7-step process that you can use to grow your coaching business. Okay, so step number 1 is to stop being a generalist and pick a niche, right? So what do I mean by being a generalist? Sometimes if you go out onto social media, so let's use Facebook, for example, and you have a look at some like coaches and consultants Facebook profiles, and it says, they have like a little short bio about what they do. They say, I help businesses grow to over 6 figures, right? But like, what is businesses? What is a business? There's so many different types of business out there. Okay, you could have like somebody that's a gym owner, you could have someone that's a shop owner, you could have someone that's an affiliate marketer, you could have someone that's in medical field. Like, it's just business owners is so broad, right? And you may be wondering why this is a bad thing for your marketing, right? Every business has a different set of needs and desires. Okay, so someone who owns a dental practice is going to have complete different issues, complete different needs to someone that's a gym owner, right? Okay, now someone that's a gym owner is going to have complete different needs and stuff to somebody that's an affiliate marketer, right? So where people are just targeting like a broad audience, their marketing is speaking to a general population. Okay, whereas if you actually select a niche, so let's say for example, I'm gonna target dentist practices, then I can create a marketing message that speaks directly to the type of client that I want to attract, which has much more impact than just talking to business owners, right? So, step number 1 is to really sort of narrow down your targeting, select a niche, really dive deep into what that audience's pains and desires are, and then gear your content, gear your marketing to speak to those pains and problems and talk about how the service that you're offering is a solution to that problem. Step number 2 is for you to be able to generate consistent leads. Okay, so I don't know which kind of social media platform that you're going to be using for your business, but the best thing to do is just select one. Okay, select one social media platform, whether it's YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, whichever platform it is, right? And just focus on that platform for a solid 6 to 12 months, okay? So that you have that consistency coming in, right? If you're not already working with someone, I highly recommend, hiring yourself a mentor, because it's just going to shortcut the process so much faster for you, okay? So step number 3 is to have an actual content strategy in place, okay? So this is a bit of a funny one, because when I first got into the online space, I was told, right, Andy, you need to create content, this, that, and the other, but I didn't really have a proper content strategy in place. So there was me, sharing like, motivational quotes, sharing like, tips, how many people are on Facebook, and this is why you need to market your platform on Facebook, rah, rah, rah. And it just wasn't working. It was falling on deaf ears. It wasn't really having any sort of impact. And you see it time and time again. I speak to people time and time again who are actually having similar experiences to this, where they don't have a content strategy in place. So they're posting random things on random days, and random acts of marketing will lead to random results in your business. Okay, so you want to have an actual content strategy in place where you're posting specific kinds of content which are designed to do specific types of things to move the needle forward for your business, right? So just to give you a quick example, when I was marketing on Facebook, we had a specific content strategy in place for that. So we would do like a 2-week promotion cycle, okay, which is like more sort of 80% sort of promotion, 20% nurture content, okay, and that would be really good for generating a lot of leads, getting a lot of sales in over the course of those 2 weeks. And then after that, we would switch to our weekly content cycle, which would be more 80% sort of nurturing, value and all of that kind of stuff, and only like 20% promotions. And we used to switch up and, switch back and forth between these two content strategies, and that really moved the needle for my business. We were able to generate, something like over like 30 sales calls booked in a single week, do over $15,000 per month using primarily, this was the big part that was moving the needle for our business, was this content strategy. And I speak to some people where they don't have a system in place, they don't have a strategy in place, and they're just posting random, like, happy Sunday, random motivational stuff, and it doesn't really move the needle forward for your business. Okay, so instead of participating in the noise on social media, you want to have an actual system in place that's designed to, to do something specific for your business. Okay, so step number 4 is to have a high ticket offer. Okay, so you want to be selling something that's high ticket. Now, this is a bit of a funny one as well, because when I first got into the online space, I was like, there's no way that I can actually, sell something high ticket. I just had a bunch of limiting beliefs, right? And here's a really important thing, guys. You don't just want to sell what you feel is comfortable for you. You actually want to sell something high ticket, because the quality of client that you would get from selling high ticket offers are going to be so much better than somebody who's, selling low ticket, right? So you want to have something high ticket, okay, preferably somewhere between the $3,000 to $5,000 $5,000 mark, okay, and you want to stick to it. So just in case you jump on a call with someone and someone's like, oh yeah, I don't really have the money, don't start shortchanging your stuff and start trying to cut your price to match other people. Sell something high ticket, okay, because I was selling something that was my first high ticket offer. I was selling something that was like $2,000, okay, and that was all right, and I would get close to $10,000 per month, but I was really struggling to really kind of break that level. And I noticed that a lot of the clients that I was getting through at the 2K price range were a pain in the ass. We had some people who would just join and literally not do anything, and then basically we have like terms of service stuff. They would literally not do anything, and they would either try and refund, or there'd just be a complete headache, basically, right? So I ended up actually raising the price of my program to 4,800, okay, and the clients that I was getting in at 4,800, not only were they so much more committed, but they were just so much nicer to work with, right? They weren't a headache. They were really good clients. A lot of my dream clients came in from at that price range, and I was able to scale to over $15,000 per month with less effort at that higher price range. Okay, so I know sometimes when we talk about high ticket offers, often people have imposter syndrome and they have limiting beliefs that come in. They start giving them reasons why they can't sell high ticket. But honestly, if you want to grow your coaching business, you want to be selling something high ticket, because otherwise you're just going to burn yourself out, guys. So step number 5 is to learn how to sell over the phone. Okay, and I know what you're probably thinking. There's a lot of noise out there. A lot of people are telling you need funnels, you need websites, you need all of this. And it's quite funny as well, because sometimes I see people coming into the online space and it's like I speak to them and they're like, yeah, I'm just getting ready to start. I'm getting my business name together. I'm getting my logo. I've started a website and all of this stuff. And it's like, none of that stuff is important when you're starting your coaching business. Okay. None of that stuff is going to move the needle forward in your business, right? So you want to learn how to sell over the phone. And why do you want to learn how to sell it over the phone? The reason for this is because selling over the phone has the highest conversion rate out of anything, whether it's funnels, whether it's webinars, all of that stuff. Selling over the phone has the highest conversion rate. And a lot of time when you speak to people about selling stuff, they have, again, like limiting beliefs around, like sales is sleazy, or some kind of, deep-rooted mindset issue around selling over the phone. But it doesn't have to be that way. And there is a specific process, that's used for you to be able to do that. Okay, so like if any of you want to learn about the exact kind of script and sort of framework that I use to sell high ticket products over the phone, then just click on the first link down in the description, and obviously have a chat with us, and then we can basically try and help you structure so that you can learn how to sell over the phone. But this is really like, sales is really just like a transference of emotion, guys. So what do I mean by this? If you'd ever spoken to someone that had bad intentions, often you can sense that they're up to no good, right? So with sales, if you can learn how to connect with your prospects on the phone and have a deep sense of connection, like I said, it's a transference of emotion. So if you're up to some shady stuff, there's a high chance that your prospects are going to sense what you're up to, right? And it's going to raise sales resistance. But when you can learn how to connect with your prospect on a really deep level, and they don't feel like you're trying to sell them something, they just feel like you're trying to help these people, it really does work. It really is an amazing way to sell people over the phone. And I've sold people, 5K coaching packages And then at the end of the call, they're thanking me because they're like, yeah, I didn't feel like it didn't feel sleazy. It didn't feel like you were trying to sell me something. I'd actually been able to help this person over the phone, and then boom, sell something high ticket, which is obviously generating revenue to grow your coaching business at the same time, guys. So step number 6, this again sort of takes me back to sort of like, selling high ticket offers, but it's to raise your prices. Now, this is a bit of a funny one because you may hear this like all over the internet. Everyone's telling you to raise your prices, raise your prices, raise your prices, right? But it's not enough to just raise your prices if your offer isn't really leveraged the right way. So you want to make sure that your marketing and your offer is leveraged in the right way, that it can actually help people to the best of your ability. You want to make sure that your marketing is obviously structured to work for you in the best way possible as well. But like I said, the difference in the quality of clients I was getting in at 2K to the difference I was getting in at 4,800 was night and day difference. Okay, so you want to kind of raise your prices. I would say somewhere between the 3 to 5K. Somewhere between the 3 to 5K mark. But often, if somebody's willing to pay you 3K for coaching, they will also pay 5K. So I recommend just raising your prices straight to 5K or 4,800, 4,900, whatever it is. Okay, guys, so I'd like to hear from you. How much money would you like to earn in your coaching business annually? Drop a comment down below and let me know. And step number 7 is, once you hit 6 figures, is to create infrastructure. Okay, so what do I mean by infrastructure? Infrastructure is really just about creating leverage. So the systems that you're going to use to grow to 6 figures are going to be completely different for the systems that you're going to use to grow beyond 6 figures, to multiple 6 figures, 7 figures and beyond, right? So at the start, growing to 6 figures, it's going to be mostly it's going to be you. It's going to be a lot of you doing all of the work, but you'll get to a certain level where you physically cannot do anymore. This happened with me in my coach's business. I literally, burnt out trying to do everything on my own, right? So I had to kind of get people on board to help me with it, right? So you may want to be, hiring like a sales rep to take care of your sales calls for you if you've got that consistent lead flow coming in, allowing you to take a little bit of a step back from your business and focus on other things. You may want somebody in to do your content. You may want, someone like a project manager to handle your projects, stuff like that. So you want to have a look like in your coaching business, and it's really important to take note, guys. You want to hire where the pain is, right? So once you get to that 6 figure level, you're going to know where the pain is, right? Is it going to be creating content that's going to be painful for you? Is it setting calls in Messenger that's painful for you? It's taking up all of your time. If that's the case, you may want to hire an appointment setter. Okay, is it sales calls that's taking up all of your time? If that's the case, like I said, you want to hire a sales rep. So creating infrastructure is really about building a team, okay, which then allows your business, like you think of your business as a flywheel, okay? The more you work on it, the more kind of traction it gets, right? So you've got this flywheel that's spinning, but how can the flywheel continue to move without you having to be the one doing the work, right? And this is done by building a team. So once you have that infrastructure in place, it allows you to not only scale beyond the ability of just one person, but allows you to continue to scale, and you don't even have to be there to do the work, which is the amazing thing. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Okay, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. And yeah, I'd love to hear your thoughts, guys. So don't forget to drop a comment down below. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll catch you on the next video.